everyone, it's MK. Welcome back for my weekly live feed. So where am I starting today? Well, I thought I'd start with a little bit of a recap. So, I was traveling last week, and while I was out and about, and I'll talk about all of that in a minute, while I was out and about, I got some deliveries back here in the studio. So what did I receive? Needles, and more needles. And more needles, and more needles. Oh my gosh. The run on the needles has been, it's been amazing how much you guys have been all over these ballpoint needles. So I ordered them up by the bricks. There's like 100 in these little bricks, and I ordered up like 4 or 5 bricks of each of the sizes. So the most popular sizes have been the 16 and the 18s. The 18s is by far the most popular size. So what I wanted to tell you about that is these needles are going to be ongoing for sale on my website. Any of you who ordered those needles last week while I was gone, Paul did some shipping for me while I was gone. I've been doing shipping the last couple of days, filling all of those orders. So you can still get all over onto these ballpoint needles, all right? And I just wanted to mention that if you hop onto Handy Quilter's site, you will notice that Handy Quilter sells them in packages of 20s, sets of 20. I have broken them down and I just sell them in sets of 10 on my website. I think it's $7.50 for a set of 10. That includes a little bit to help me cover shipping. And like I say, you can order these at any time. All right, so I've got my little handy dandy little list here today. So let's get started. The first thing that I wanted to do actually is take a minute and backtrack. Every once in a while, I decide to just kind of step back and give you a little bit of an introduction about who I am and what I'm doing here with these live feeds. Because I am getting more and more followers all the time, people who find me that are new to who I am and what I do. So I wanted to start today by asking you if you saw that post that I did earlier today with that little picture of me with the little meme about eat, quilt, sleep, repeat. So last year, Handy Quilter featured me in some of their advertising, and later, a few months later, they came out with that picture of me with that eat, quilt, sleep, repeat meme on it, and I thought that was hilarious because, if you follow me, this is my life, right? But if you don't follow me, just by way of introduction, my name is Melissa Krushwitz. Now that's a mouthful, so that's kind of why I go by MK. It's a lot easier to say and remember. And I've been a Handy Quilter owner for about 9 years, Pro Stitcher about 8 of those 9 years. Just last fall became a Handy Quilter retailer, and I absolutely love quilting with my Handy Quilter products and my Pro Stitcher. It's kind of my focus. So if you think about that, what I just said to you, that is really how this group was born and how it was that Handy Quilter kind of spied me and that they knew that I loved simulation so much when that product came out. And so I created this Sim Style group to be able to share with you my love of simulation, to share with you how I use simulation, to make you aware of things that I'm doing with my videos, with my YouTube content, all of that done from within simulation. Okay, so as I started the group, all of that took off. You guys have been following me and giving me a lot of positive feedback about that. So fast forward through the months, and after I became a retailer, I decided to expand this page a little bit and use it to help you keep in touch with me and keep track of what I'm doing in my business here at MK Quilts as it kind of relates to mostly Pro Stitcher type of related content, okay? But I also start posting these videos recently on YouTube. So when I do a live feed, I post it on my YouTube channel, because a lot of people follow me there as well. And just by way of that, just because I'm a Handy Quilter with Pro Stitcher owner doesn't mean that maybe some of my content isn't, or it might be relevant if you're a long armer just with some sort of a different system. Some of my content might be of interest to you. So if you're watching me right now, you're a computerized long armer, I invite you to take a look at some of my YouTube videos. They're called Pro Stitcher Sim Style. That just means that they were recorded from within our simulation package, but you might pick up on some tips and tricks and techniques that I use with my system that you might be able to use on yours, okay? And then just if you want to know a little bit more about me, I told a little bit of my story when I was out at Handy Quilter a little over a year ago. I did a short little piece with them, an interview style piece, and that's up on Handy Quilter's website, handyquilter.com/Melissa. I just checked, it's still up there, so you can kind of see and hear a little bit more about my journey in quilting. All right, so that's a way of introduction. I wanted to also review with you what I was doing last week and let you know that those types of events are ongoing. So last week I was traveling for like a week and a day. It felt like I was gone forever. But I was away traveling and taking my sim style instruction on the road, okay? So as a Handy Quilter dealer, I've also kind of coined myself as an independent freelance type of a trainer, an instructor, focusing on the Pro Stitcher because that's my love. And so when I go places, when I travel, I just kind of try to find people that might be interested in the area where I'm going to be to host me for an event. Okay, so that's what happened last week when I was in Huntley, Illinois. And ladies, if you're watching out there from my group from last week, it was so much fun to be with you and 2 full jam-packed days of Pro Stitcher training. But I just kind of wanted to throw it out today and let you know that if you're interested in having me in your area, maybe or maybe not, I'm traveling through your area, but we could always work something out for you to help bring me to where you are. So here's how I kind of work these events. And I've kind of been fine-tuning myself and these events over the last year to just kind of figure out what works. So here's basically what I've boiled it down to, what works. And these are just some loose guidelines, and if you want more specifics, you can give me a call. So basically, it's kind of an open invitation. If you would like to have me in your town or in your home, in your studio, or in a shop near you, if you can be my contact person and help me round up some other people, then I am willing to come. Now the pricing is a little, I want to say it's not really hard in stone, only because I never really know what my travel expenses are going to be. So I can loosely tell you that the fees for my classes range from about $125 a day to about $175 a day. That is approximately 5 to 6 hours of instruction, and again, that's give or take depending on whether I have to fly to you, whether I have to drive to you, whatnot, okay? Those prices also kind of depend on the fact that I am hoping that one of you would host me in your home, okay? So that helps me with my lodging expenses and whatnot. Okay, so between $125 and $175 a day, just kind of depends, 6-ish hours worth of instruction, and basically what that is I bring my layout and rendering instruction to you, okay? And if you've been following me for a while, you know that my take on quilting, computerized quilting, is using Handy Quilter's Pro Stitcher Simulator to kind of help me figure things out before I'm actually quilting a quilt. I like to lay out my parts, my borders, my blocks, my sashes, get that all laid out, make sure that it looks good, that I like it, and then I go to quilt. Okay, so that is what my event, my booking events are kind of like. Okay, so I probably don't have any more, other than my one event that's scheduled in September, don't really have any more scheduled throughout the summer. But if you would like to maybe book me for something early next year or into next spring, let's talk about that. I'm sure that we can make it work. And as I have found out over these last several months, I have followers all over the world. So speaking of that, just today, I had a visitor come into my studio who is from the UK. So way across the pond. And so Marilyn, if you're watching, thank you so much for coming to MK Quilts today. We just had a nice visit here. We did a little bit of Pro Stitcher training, just a little bit, and then we went off to lunch and just had a really great time together. So that's another avenue. If you are wherever you are and you're going to be traveling to Florida, well, then you need to look me up and make an appointment and come on into the studio. We can do some private instruction. We can do some sim training. We can do some PS training, just some general long arm training, whatever it is that you want, I can work that out for you. And besides, who doesn't want to come to Florida? I mean, I'm in the Tampa Bay area. It's awesome. We have beaches galore. We got Busch Gardens close by. Lots of stuff happening in St. Petersburg. If you really want to go to Orlando, it's only 2 hours away. So, you know, come on down. You guys basically have an open invitation. Just give me a call and we will work it out. All right? Okay, so the next thing is followers. Where are these followers that I have that are watching me right now? So you know that last week I was in Minnesota. Because one of the things that I am planning for my business is to expand my video hosting site. So many of you watching probably have purchased some of my videos, my online training videos, and have loved them, have told other people about them. Those sales, again, are ongoing. Well, I kind of made a connection with another quilter who also does training videos. And if you watched my live feed last week, you know that her name is Paula Cedarquist. I was up at her beautiful home and studio in Brainerd, Minnesota, and she is coming on board to be my first video contributor on my hosting site. So going forward, and this is going to be happening very, very, very soon, hopefully by this weekend, Paula is going to be ready to put some content up on my hosting site. So what we did when we were together is we did a video where we worked on a similar project, and we did some taping together, and we just had a really fun time. So we're going to use all of that video content that we did as kind of an introduction to me and to her and what we have planned, what I do, what she does, and it was just a lot of fun. So I want you to keep watching. You can keep watching on this page. You can watch on my MK Quilts Facebook page. You can watch on mkquilts.com and on all of Paula's sites. And the name of her company is Cedar Quilts. That's S-E-D-E-R Quilts. So cedarquilts.com, search for her on Facebook. She's really awesome. She's a handy quilter with Pro Stitcher owner, but she does a lot of free motion quilting as well. So I have a lot that I can learn from her. She's learning PS stuff from me. So it's really, I think it's going to be a really awesome union that we have going on, a business partnership. And so watch for her content on my hosting site, hopefully as of this weekend. Okay, I want to end today with a special, kind of a promotion that I'm going to have, I don't know, maybe for the next week or so. How about 2 weeks? I'm going to run this for 2 weeks. What I want to do is push my loading tools a little bit. Now, I've been talking about these for weeks, and I've already sold a lot of the zipper leader grip combination. But what I did this afternoon, just before I hopped on, was I had Mr. MK put it up on my store on mkquilts.com, my product store, as a bundle. And here's what I want to bundle together for you. So I am going to bundle together the leader grips, which if you've watched my loading video, you know all about it. If not, I'll put a link below and you can go watch my loading video. So I use a combination of the leader grips along with zipper tabs that I have installed onto my leaders. And I'm also bundling it together for the next 2 weeks with the side grips. Okay, again, all of this is on my loading video. Now, if you bought all 3 of these separate, it would be $169. And what I'm going to do as a bundle is bundle these all together and give it to you or sell it to you for $150. Okay, so it's almost $20 off. Now, if you want, you can add on a separate set of grips. They're a small set of grips because sometimes what happens when you're using these leader grips, and let me just show you what comes in the package. What comes in the package are the dowels. You get long and short dowels. You also get long and short grips. I don't know if you can see this. One is long, one is short. But sometimes the combination of these two isn't exactly what you need based on the size of your backing. So these smaller 1-foot grips just kind of help fill in those spaces. Okay, so that's an add-on. Those are $8 if you want to add it on to the bundle. But again, the leader grips, the zipper tabs, and the side grips. Now I need to know what size frame you have, so when you order your bundle, I need to know if you have a Vontae Fusion or Infinity so that I know how long your side grips need to be, right? Because that's dependent upon our frames. Okay, so let me just put these down. I'm going to end today, on those, just hop on over to the website, Mr. MK put it up, and just order up the bundle. And I do those orders, I fill those orders as they come in, because I never know who's going to have a 10-foot frame or a 12-foot frame or whatever. So if you do the orders, it's going to take me just a little bit to get them all bundled up for you. So just be aware of that, okay? All right, let's end today by looking over here on Mcfinity. I have a beautiful quilt on here from a guild member. And this quilt was made with a ruler from Creative Grids called Cat's Cradle. The designer is Deb Heatherly, and I've mentioned her several times that I work with her on quilting some of her quilts. Okay, over here, what I have on the frame over here is a little block. It's just one 18-inch block. It's kind of a sliced or diced 9-patch. And that block is the block that Paula from Cedar Quilts, that is the block that we used last week as our project that we were working on. So stay tuned by the end of the week or early part of next week so you can see our introductory video that we did. It's going to be up. I'm going to introduce myself again. Paula's going to introduce herself, and we both worked on this block. I worked on it from within simulation, Paula worked on it from free motion, and you're going to see kind of how we approached that. We worked through it together. I got to finish my stitch out so that I can get pictures to her, but it was a lot of fun, so stay tuned for that. Paula Cedarquist, cedarquilts.com. It's going to be over on MK Quilt's video hosting site. All right, that's it for today. Eat, sleep, repeat, or what does it say? Eat, quilt, sleep, repeat. You know, sleep is optional for me, right? All right, you guys, thanks for always joining me on these live feeds. It's a lot of fun for me to do them. I appreciate you following me. I appreciate your business. Think about having me where you live. I'd love to come with my simulation stuff and do some private training with you or a group of your friends. All right, from my studio to yours, it's MK. Happy quilting. Bye-bye.